and gentlemen, thank you for having me. Before I start, I would like to point out that I'm happy to be here, but the subject of discussion I brought today is a serious one. Today, I would like to focus on a controversial topic related to the American movie Joker and the Taiwanese TV series The World Between Us. I believe most of you have watched them before, or at least heard of them. They both discuss about how the mental ills get their reputation, an issue that keeps happening in our society, but seems to be a taboo in many different cultures. A few years back when I finished the film, I was overwhelmed. I read lots of critics on the internet, and one of them was from a British psychologist, Adrian Rand. He said, "I have studied the cause of crime for almost 40 years. When watching this film, I thought, wow, what a revelation it was." It proves that the movie has somehow perfectly portrayed how can a normal man turn into the maniac under a series of unfairness and indifferences from the society. On the other hand, there are lots of people, especially in the States, who are concerned about the movie will probably lead to the real-world violence. Some theaters even implemented forces to monitor due to the Colorado shooting happened in 2012. However, this is not how we should tackle the problem. Joker wasn't born a dangerous man, but because we have failed to accept that our system presents a disconnection between the ills and the society. Not only, don't get me wrong, violence is never the answer, not even for 1 second, but perhaps people have turned the blind eyes to the hours, building to that 1 second. The same issue was widely discussed in Taiwan this year as The World Between Us came out. It showcases two characters sharing the similarity of having mental illness, the antisocial personality, and the schizophrenia disorder. It not only talks about the discriminating killing based on a Zhenzhe incident, but also the mental illness stigma happened to our society. Compared with Joker, it provides a more complete perspective of the people in an event, allowing its audience to see things from different points of view, as well as how social media play its part, making it relevant to almost everyone. Also, it allows us to see things more rationally, because it is so convenient for us to voice our opinions on the internet nowadays. We generally do it without seeing the whole picture, which can possibly lead to another tragedy. Most importantly, with the story of the defense lawyer, we could start to understand that the death of the killer would not bring the justice back as we thought, but to find out the motivation behind his crime is the only way for the society to prevent the same things from happening again. Although he was still sentenced to death in the end, but after the dedication of the lawyer, this family finally agreed to talk, take out their pen and replacing it with an understanding. And that is to me the most valuable part of this film, and that is also what the filmmaker is trying to convey. In reality, things like these are happening around the world, including the Akihabara massacre in Japan, and the Taipei metro attack, and the Sandy Hook elementary school shooting. These incidents revealed that some of them had antisocial personality, and some of them suffered from mental ills. In any cases, the media just labeled them as a threat to the society. Just as the French philosopher Michel Foucault once said, "If you are not like anyone else, then you are abnormal. If you are abnormal, then you are sick." These categories are in fact very different, but have been reduced to the same thing, and that is the blueprint of our system. Moreover, according to the research conducted by the American psychologist Martha Stout, 4% of Americans has antisocial personality. Surprisingly, people still relate them to the mass murderers, whether he or she has a tendency to become violent. And that is the reason why there are so many people denying that they are suffering from any forms of disorder. And in Taiwan, some families even refuse to see them after sending them to the healthcare center. Therefore, we should never embrace the concept of the stigma. Despite the healthcare system both in Taiwan and the US is well developed, there are still many things for us to do to help. First of all, we should try to understand them with the right education. Secondly, we should never judge a person or an event without seeing the whole picture. Lastly, take some time to find out what really happened and take some time to actually care about the voiceless one. With these improvements, I believe we can make our world a better place for everyone to live. Thank you. And these are the references.